Well, there's been a lot of stuff in the news that's turned all the countries in the world crazy. Mm-hmm. But one thing is coming out now with the things that's happening with governments that's affecting movies. And China, because of the new stuff going on, has just announced that they may ban Hollywood films from playing in China. And we all know Hollywood loves the Chinese market. Mm-hmm. They will change their movies in order to make sure that they can play in China a lot of the time. Avatar, for instance, made $200 million in China. So that adds a lot to the title. But if you look at other movies, the top 10, somebody looked at it, the top 10 movies last year, the total money earned from the studios was only around $50 million.
From China.
From China. When you count that they only get 25% of the money. Mm-hmm. But what does look good is that extra 75% on the total world box office. Hardly any film will ever make $1 billion if that Chinese number isn't in there. Mm-hmm. So how important is it to Hollywood to keep the Chinese market?
Well, it's very important to Disney. Because that's where all the revenue's coming from.
Well,
except it's not lately.
If you think about it, like, the studio loses nothing by having the Chinese market open to them, even if they're making a lot less money.
Yeah.
So
it's free money, basically.
We're only going to make $30 million there compared to what we're making over here. I don't care. It's an extra $30 million.
Exactly.
But I would like movies to be made quality so that the people here would appreciate them and go see them. Movies used to be, how does this reflect the society you're living in? Well, sometimes they change it to reflect the society I'm not living in.
Yeah.
So I don't enjoy it as much.
To make, we're throwing in this character so it can play in that country.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I don't like that idea. But I honestly, as far as the financial ruin of Hollywood, I don't think it would affect them too much if China banned them. And that would eliminate them making movies for Chinese audiences, if you know what I mean. Like, they wouldn't, why would they make it then? Why would they add these characters just for the sake of adding those characters?
Because there's a very high population of Chinese right here in Canada and the United States.
How does that matter?
But they don't make, they don't put people in the movies for that.
Are you kidding?
Oh no,
if they put certain characters in movies for the LGBTQ, they're gonna put people in there for the Asian audience.
Except they're not clamoring for it. Mm-hmm. There's nobody else saying, hey, how come there's not enough of this type of person in the movie?
Well, that's true.
They don't do that.
It's never about putting Asians in to appeal to Asians in North America.
It's always China.
But what I'm thinking is there are a lot of movies that could have been better, perhaps with an R rating.
Yeah.
Where there is blood, there is a skeleton or death scenes or whatever, but they have to take that out for China. Or they may have certain themes that are eliminated in a Pixar movie for China. Like, I don't like that. Like, make a movie that you think is going to make money over here because we're your customers.
Well, and historically, the movies that have done best, and the reason that they started playing movies over there is because they were better. Like, they were really good, high-quality movies here, and it's been degraded so much. Mm-hmm. I think what they need to concentrate on now is filling the theaters here. Because when we go to the theater, we're lucky if there's 10 people in there. We go back 20 years, and every seat was full. So concentrate on getting the movies full here, and the rest will take care of itself.
Well, they've hamstrung themselves. They're not going all out to make that epic movie anymore. Like, how many times do we go to the movie and we say, wow, that was good? How many times?
Very rare. It's quantity over quality nowadays.
Yeah, and why?
Streaming.
Maybe streaming.
It's 100% streaming.
Maybe they have to appeal to the Middle East or to China. Maybe
I don't know if
they have to have the DEI components in there.
I don't know if streaming is the only answer. Dairy Queen has done the same thing, right? Everybody, and so is KFC. Like, everybody has that mentality of lower the quality of it because we have our customer base. And they don't look at the big picture that you're going to lose that customer base over time, which is exactly what happened with movies. Like with Dairy Queen, you used to get a good portion. Now you get a very small portion. You have that initial customer base that keeps coming back, but over time, people are like, well, I'm not going there. It's not worth it anymore. Same thing with KFC. They did that with the chicken. It's less quality, and people used to still go, and now they don't. The movies are the same thing. Less quality. You had the original customer base, and now they're losing that.
But if it comes down to, the rule for no Hollywood movies in China continues, I think it will kick Hollywood in the face, and they will suffer for probably a few years.
Well, I know it will change a lot of the mentality there of how they make movies to begin with, and their thought process of getting ready to cast and direct and everything like that.
Now, if it takes like 3 years to even get a movie from beginning to the screen, like, what are they thinking right now? Do we go all out and make a North American movie, or do we still make it the same way in case China changes their mind?
Yeah. And movies that do really well, like Avatar does really well there. And really, there's nothing in Avatar that speaks to anything politically or Chinese or North American or anything different. It's aliens on a blue planet.
Yeah, but what they do is, there's no blood.
There's no blood. It's all watered down.
Yeah.
But that's also to make it family friendly.
There's no hot, steamy romance.
There was in the original Avatar.
A hot, steamy romance?
No.
Yeah.
There was a romance, but it was nothing.
Well, she was almost nude, and the love scene with their connecting the things and all that. There's romance. And it's alien romance, but it's romance.
Oh, I think it's kid-friendly, cartoony.
Well, they don't have the hardcore sex in Avatar. No. It's a family-friendly franchise.
Yeah.
But
Why?
because it made $2 billion.
Well,
So everyone would bring their kids to it.
it made $2 billion because it opened where? In China, where you can't have those things that they didn't put in.
Fortunately,
So they made it for that audience.
but fortunately,
And North American audience,
it was a 4-quadrant film that could appeal to
Everybody.
across the world. They were lucky that way. But there's a lot of movies that aren't good enough to do that, where if they just change a few things to make it a little hardcore, it would probably do really well.
Yeah. And that goes for everything, but not necessarily just for China. That can go for a lot of movies that come out, even in North America's based audience films. Had they made it, you know what? If that was an actual adult movie, that would have done better and been a better film than watered down. Right? So, anyway, there you go. China thinking on banning Hollywood films. And I don't know if they would do that because maybe they would get banned here in North America, and there's a lot of Chinese films running in North American, Now, China loves their own films. Their highest grossing films every year are their own films. They don't line up for North American films. They'll follow the odd superhero movie, the odd Disney movie, but they're not making tons of money.
Here's my prediction. Before they ban Hollywood in China, Trump's going to come out and say, I'm not allowing our films to be exported to China anymore. And then China's going to want them.
We'll see. Hollywood hates them already. How much do you think more they would hate him?
I'm just saying. He's just going to try to beat them to the punch. That's what he's been doing with the tariffs. So we'll see.
Not that we're political.
We're not. We're not a political channel. But we have opinions.